at Mosport International Raceway. The number 22 Canadian Tire Dodge of Scott Steckley leads the field back to green as we get ready to work lap number 6 of 51 here at the Vortex brake pads 200.
Side-by-side restarts here in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. Looks like the start of the race all over again as Steckley tries to put it on the 84 and the 8.
And look at J.R. Fitzpatrick. He's going to take advantage of that start, and he'll pick up second spot going down to turn number 2. The field not single file. Kennington alongside the 23 of Jeff Lapsovich.
Jeff Lapsovich, no stranger to Mosport either. He's run a lot of laps here in other divisions. Look at him tear up the outside. Oh, we got Isabelle Tremblay around.
And that is turn number 1 once again. That is turning into Calamity Corner here today. Tremblay manages to refire. She will get going, but the field long gone past, but no caution. In through 4, now up to 5A and into 5B. Scott Steckley will lead them down the Andretti straightaway once again, clipping that curve in 5B. Billy, is that a quick way to get down the chute?
It loosens the car up so you can get it turned and land. When that car lands, it's straight and you're hard on the gas to get up this straightaway.
A brand new car for the 3 team of Jason Hathaway, the Rockstar Snap-on Tools Dodge. He's currently running in 6th spot. A good run so far for that team.
J.R. Fitzpatrick working the draft up the backstretch. Can't get close enough to the 22 to make it work this time.
His former teammate, the 8 car of Don Thompson Jr., took a look into turn 8, and now Fitzpatrick into 10, looking for the lead. Side by side with the 22, and J.R. Fitzpatrick, your new leader here in Mosport.
J.R. Fitzpatrick shot across that short straight. We never seen a lot of passing there before. He got hard on the brakes, set it up. Man, he was hard on the gas across that apex and made it work.
Crossways once again in turn 1, now heading for turn 2.
You really get a sense. We talked about turn 2 being dangerous, feeling a little bit off camber. That camera shot showed you exactly what the driver's seen and felt going through that corner.
And you can tell how those drivers are feeling in turn 2. If you stand there and practice, you can see where the drivers actually pick up the throttle in turn 2. If your car's not quite right, you wait quite a bit longer before you can get to the gas.
You got that right, Dave. You tiptoe through the tulips on that corner. It's a fast corner, and if you make a mistake, you're in the grass. And remember this, Goodyears don't work in the grass.
You see the Quaker State Dodge, the 66 of Robin Buck, all the way up to 8th spot now. Remember, he started 21st, so he's making sure that Mirabel, the Circuit iCar win, was no fluke here in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. Buck is on it.
DJ Kennington very, very conservative up the backstretch. Watched him shift about 68 to 7,000 RPM. He was working the draft, but he backed off of the 23 and let him go over the hill to settle in. Long race to go, veteran move.
Top 6 now stretching a gap over the 02 of Kerry Mix. There is Robin Buck just ahead of Ron Beauchamp Jr. And the 9 of Mark Dilley. Peter Kloot in the 42 is in there as well, but everybody continues to chase the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. How about the 23 Tim Hortons Dodge, though, of Jeff Lapsovich? Very, very quick here in practice all weekend long. Of course, didn't get a chance to qualify, but there he is right at the front of the field.
Well, he's got veteran crew chief Tim Ellis back at the reins calling the shots. Good crew chief, good car, and you know what? We've talked about it. He's no stranger to road courses. This is what he grew up doing. He's not an oval racer, but he's very strong there as well.
Riding on board with J.F. Dumoulin in the Belmar Dodge, the 04, having a decent run here, 16th position. As the leaders work through Moss Corner once again. Still single file at the front, and this tight group just sort of feeling each other out. And there's the 8 car. Don Thompson Jr. off the pace down the back straightaway. Came into this one second in points. This is going to be heartbreak for that team.
We'll have to wait and get the report, whether it's a driveline problem, a motor problem, or what's wrong with the 8 car, but serious ramifications in the points.
Absolutely. He was sitting 3rd in this race and running strong, but Don Thompson Jr. is idling down the Andretti straightaway as the entire field goes by. Todd, what's up?
That's Sandy Hamilton, the crew chief for Don Thompson Jr., discussing the issue with the team, fellas. Thompson believes that it's the transmission that has gone away on the car, and that's why he's lost power. They're going to have a look at it if he can coax it back here to pit lane.
Well, Todd, no coaxing it up the backstretch. It's all uphill. Don Thompson has pulled off out of the way into the grass to keep that car out of the groove.
And Don Thompson Jr. stopped down the backstretch. Obviously a full course caution. This will give an opportunity for the top 15 to make pit stops. You can see the leaders heading down pit road. But what a difference this will make in the points. Again, Don Thompson Jr. coming in second in points, just 20 points back of Scott Steckley. But pit stops now. And J.R. Fitzpatrick will find his stall. Todd?
All the leaders choosing to make pit stops during this caution period. Fuel going in the 22 of Scott Steckley. Fuel in the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Same for the 17 Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington. Now they head out. A little slow for DJ getting going.
DJ Kennington stalled the race car leaving pit road. Might have cost him a couple spots.
And you were right, Billy, though. You said most drivers were going to take fuel on their first opportunity. That's exactly what they did. But we have a new leader here in the Vortex Brake Pads 200. The 21 A&W Dodge of Jason White leads for the first time in 2011. Welcome back to round number 4 of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series here on TSN. The Vortex Brake Pads 200. Jason White is your leader. And Joey McComb in the Racetime Radio number 50 Dodge is starting in second as we head back to green. 35 laps left to be completed.
Wow, contact right off the get-go. Back in the field there, you can see Joey McComb's already missing the left front fender on that 50 Dodge.
Trevor Siebert, Peter Kloot up inside the top 5 as well as you saw everybody trying to get single file. Now working through turn 2, Howie Skinnell alongside the 04, and everybody just a little extra cautious through there.
Wow, Stephen Matthews, all kinds of loose at the bottom of turn 2.
And just to note that Nadia Martin-Roy received the VTEC free pass. And as Todd mentioned, the motor is the issue on the 8 car of Don Thompson Jr. That's the reason for him coming to a rest down the backstretch.
Wow, a pair of road course experts right there. 69, Trevor Siebert, the 66 of the Buckster. Oh, contact, the 50 goes around.
And look at Peter Kloot dirt tracking it down the back straightaway. Dexter Stacy in there as well, keeps it off the wall. And he will find the asphalt again and gets going. But wow, with the dirt on his tires, Dexter Stacy had a handful trying to get going once again. But that's going to be heartbreak for the 50 of Joey McComb, running very, very strong in the early going here.
And the Buckster gets second place from the 69 of Siebert.
Now we do have to mention, too, that a bunch of the leaders came back in after their fuel stop and took their tires. J.R. Fitzpatrick, DJ Kennington, Lapsevich, Scott Steckley also took his tires in the 3 car, Jason Hathaway. So we'll have to watch those cars. They're likely done for pit stops for the rest of the day.
Well, they're certainly going to be in conservation mode on the tires. You know, that you need good traction here. The horsepower these cars have got, you can't blaze the rear tires off them. But we'll see what happens. These guys have played this game before, and they know how it's done.
A couple of road race aces, the 66 of Robin Buck and the 69 of Trevor Siebert. And Buck trying to take a look to get around the 21 of Jason White, who is holding his own, and we got trouble. That's turn 2. The 15 of Stephen Matthews hard into the tire wall.
Wow, turn 2. We've already told you the perils there, and Stephen Matthews has just tried it out.
Native of New Liskeard, Ontario, off in turn 2, and once you get in the grass, you're really a passenger, and there you see it. That's the tail end of it. The dust is up, and Matthews just going for a ride at that point.
Well, all kinds of front-end damage on that 15 Ford, but that's what happens here.
Tires, boys. I went into that corner and it did not turn, and I could not slow down. As soon as I hit the grass, I could not slow down. I couldn't even slow down before it. The left front was just dragging. Can you bring it around? No, she's buried.
Yeah, buried in the tires for sure. He's in there 4.5 feet, and it's awful slick down there in the grass.
Mark Dilley brings the number 9 car to pit road during this caution. The team's going to change both left side tires. They did manage to get the jack under it, even though we had reports that left front was flat. The 02 of Kerry Mix also changing left side rubber. Crew going underneath the hood again. They've been having carburetor issues and made a number of stops. They want to make sure they have it seated properly and the fuel is flowing properly into the engine.
There's the 47, the Maximo Dodge of Dumoulin, as he'll get some tires. Cote goes by as well in the 99. Stephen Matthews is out and okay. That's good news. Hard hit for the rookie out of New Liskeard, Ontario, but the 21 of White continues to lead.
Fourth.
Welcome back to round number 4 4 of the 2011 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series as we get set to begin lap number 23 of the scheduled 51-lap distance. Here at Mosport, Jason White continues to lead, but he's got that ultra-fast green number 66 of Robin Buck to his outside. Green flag once again.
Jason White gets a great start. He beats Robin Buck to turn 1.
And Jason White has the lead, and he's led for 9 laps total, but he has yet to make his pit stop. Now, if you look at the top of the screen, we have outlined who's taken on tires and fuel within the top 10.
Wow, the 21 having a career ride here. The Lynches have put a real good race car underneath him. He's got to be smiling because he's got one of the best road racers all over his back bumper, and Buck has had his fuel stop, and that car is rebalanced. What a job he's doing up front.
Now, a couple back-to-back top 10s for the 21 of Jason White. But, Billy, back to the question of tires. We've seen this historically at Mosport. A long green flag run if we do get one stretched out as J.R. Fitzpatrick takes a look underneath the 66 of Robin Buck. But will a driver chance it today and try and go the distance without taking tires?
Well, he could if he's managed his tires well, stayed out of trouble. You could go all the way, but you'll give up 3 to 4 tenths a lap.
Robin Buck now drafting the 21 of Jason White down the back straightaway, touches the grass as he takes a look, going into turn 8, and Robin Buck alongside the 21, and Buck your new leader.
A power move under braking up there. The 21 was a sit and duck. Once the 66 got his nose under, he had to give up the spot.
And now J.R. Fitzpatrick takes a look underneath the 21 of Jason White. He'll tuck in behind that Dodge Challenger down the front straightaway as they go side by side into turn 1. Boy, Fitzpatrick just drove that in a ton.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, I said, was always bringing a real good race car here, and he's aggressive, and he loves to go fast.
And as those leaders started mixing it up, the rest of the pack able to close the gap. Now DJ Kennington of the Castrol Edge Dodge all over the back of the 21 of Jason White. There's Jason Hathaway as well in the Snap-on Dodge. He's not too far away. And how about Howie Skinnell and John Ferrano, the 56 and the 59, giving those cars a great run today.
Well, the 56, the Jim Bray Trailer Special, having a good ride under Howie Skinnell Jr.
DJ Kennington, a dent to the passenger side door, the Castrol Edge Dodge. He thought about taking a look underneath the 21 of White, but then backed off as they head down the Andretti straightaway once again. On board with JF Dumoulin.
Up through the gearbox, he was shifting at 7,500 RPM. The leaders are stretching it out.
And despite J.R. Fitzpatrick being in that draft, he just can't close the gap on the 66 of Robin Buck down the back straightaway, so might be a power issue for the Equipment Express Chevy.
Well, here's a good story right here. The 21 and the 17, both DJ Kennington automobiles, so look how well those cars are prepared. One at a Lynch's shop, one at a DJ shop. They're both under the DJ Kennington umbrella.
And it does bring us to the Tim Hortons halfway update. 3 cautions have slowed the field for 11 laps so far today. The fastest lap so far put in by DJ Kennington, who is yet to lead.
Well, it just shows you how strong these guys are running here today.
See him working that wheel, J.R. Fitzpatrick, and now goes to the inside of Robin Buck, who slams the door.
Up over the curb hard in turn 2. He had all kinds of ideas of sticking it in beside Robin Buck. Buck had no part of it. He's charging hard now. He's got the young lion, J.R. Fitzpatrick, all over the back bumper. Gives him a little paint swap as well. We'll have a drag race up the backstretch. Let's watch this unfold. DJ Kennington right there hoping something happens.
Now, how much is Robin Buck being pushed by J.R. Fitzpatrick right now? Is he thinking about not letting the 84 by and just maybe wearing his stuff out too early?
Well, you got to remember, the 66 won the last race but had a technical issue. Robin Buck wants to prove to the world that he is good at this, and he's trying to make the young lion work for every inch of racetrack that he wants to get.
Boy, J.R. Fitzpatrick took a look down the back straightaway a couple of times, but once he pulled out in clean air, just couldn't get by. Now he does, alongside the 66 Breaker Estate Dodge. It's J.R. Fitzpatrick, the 84, looking for the lead, going to turn 1.
Down into turn 1, side by side. Fitzpatrick with the fresher tires of the 2. The 66 may go the distance on tires. It has been done here before.
But look at the lead these two drivers have on third place. As they flash by your screen, you saw just the nose of DJ Kennington come into the shot. But they are